friends, thanks for stopping by. I hope you're all having a great day. Today's video is going to be a chit chat, get ready with me. I thought I would update you on some things that are going on in my life, Louie's life, and the Doodles' life, and just see how we do. I would like to get much better at doing this style of video versus always being a tutorial get ready with me. We're just gonna make it about the conversation. My girls are behind me. If they see a bird or any kind of wildlife, they're gonna go for it, my friends. They're gonna go for it. So I already primed my face, and just to save time, my friends, and I do like my primer to sit just a bit before I apply anything to it. So it's the usual suspects. Everything will be listed and linked below for you because I don't think I'm really gonna talk about what I'm using. I will put the color, the brush, everything will be below for you, all right? But I did start with the Becca Skin Love. This is the Brighten and Blur Primer. I really do like this primer. In the T-zone area where I need a little bit more attention with the pores, I am using the Tarte, this is the Putty. e.l.f. makes a really good one with this, so you don't have to go and buy the Tarte, you can just use the e.l.f. I am also finishing up the Becca Under Eye Primer. I don't think I would get this again, but you know, I have it. I don't want to just throw it away. So I'm using it up underneath my eyes. I primed the eyelids and I just used the Tarte Shape Tape. I like it, it's good enough. And then this one here is from Fit Glow Beauty. This is a corrector that I use just in the inner eye to take away some of the darkness. I like this to set because it is kind of moist. So I want to go in with my concealer and have it lay perfectly. So I did start with this as well. Eyebrows are done. That's why they're looking a little scary right now. But by the end of the video, they will all blend in. And I am using the usual suspects there as well. Anastasia Brow Wiz. Now this one is in soft brown. Sometimes most of the time, I wear caramel, but I don't know if they changed the formula or whatever, but it seems a little red. And I also, this will be your best friend if you are someone like me who has white, stubborn eyebrows that will not accept dye. This is from Anastasia also, and this is their soft brown, or brunette, I'm sorry, brunette. And this is just to go right over your brows, and it turns all of those stubborn little white ones into young brows again. All right, so we're gonna get started, and I am going to just, you know, chit chat. If you've been with me for a long time, you know that Lou and I, well, Lou has retired from medicine, and he is now teaching part-time at the college, the university, and he is loving it. But, you know, we still have our home in Buffalo, and we were going to hang on to it for a couple of years and just go back in the summer. And then COVID hit, and we were kind of forced to stay here. Lou really didn't know if he was going to like the heat, the Florida heat in the summer. So that's why he thought, well, we'll just go back to Buffalo when we, you know, when the late May. Usually around there, sometime late May. So we thought we would just go back to Buffalo late May. Well, as I mentioned, COVID hit and it forced us to be here during these summer months, and we don't mind it at all. We really don't, and it has been oppressive on some days, but you just learn how to live. I mean, I'm from Buffalo where we go 10 below zero and we have very long winters, and they are excruciating if you don't like winter, and we survived it. At least when the sun is shining, you know, it lifts your spirits. You can, there's brightness in the house. It's just different than doom and gloom, unless you're somebody who really loves winter sports, which I do not. Lou, when he was younger, he did ski. But as, you know, he got older, he doesn't ski anymore. So anyway, long story short, we have decided to put our home in New York on the market. It actually went on the market September 4th. It's had a few showings, and last night it had another showing, and they seemed, well, from what the realtor said, they seemed very, very interested in the house. So we're hoping to hear from them today. It's been a lot of work. It's not easy to move from one state to the next. It really isn't. There's so many things you have to think about. Our health care is through New York State, And, you know, in New York, we have a copay, and we would go to our doctors, and here we have to find doctors that are part of it, and then there's an astronomical price. We did forward our mail here for up to a year. You can do that. We did it for 6 months first, and then when COVID hit, we extended it. But now I'm in the process of changing our address on all of our credit cards or anything that we need sent here. There's just so many things to think of. So I'm in the process of doing all that, and now that the house may sell, the realtor wanted to stage it, so she wanted to remove a lot of things. I wasn't real happy about that, I must admit. I think our home looked beautiful. She made us empty the whole basement out, and she made us empty most of the garage out. She moved my kitchen table into the sunroom, which I didn't like that at all. So there's no kitchen table in the kitchen area now, but yet there's a chandelier or there's a kitchen light. So I don't know, Lou said, Tammy, just let her do what she's got to do. And then she wanted to move our furniture out of our formal living room, and I said nope, because we have to put it in storage. And in Buffalo, New York, these storage units are not air controlled, and one of the chairs is 100% silk, so I did not want to move it. We will be having an estate sale and a garage sale. I think you call them tag sales in certain parts of the United States. But anyway, there's a lot to be done, my friends, a lot. And we will eventually have to go back. We're thinking maybe the month of December if the house does sell before the closing, so that we can go through everything, because now everything she made us put in storage, we have to move back into the house. We're hiring a company to do the sale for us because we just don't have the time. And to be honest with you, I don't know how to price furniture and, you know, items like that. I mean, I'm great at a garage sale. I used to love having me some garage sales, friend. Oh, I loved it. And I used to do it with some of my girlfriends, and they used to love when we would have them, because I don't know about me, but I have this ability to sell somebody my junk. Anyway, so we have been busy doing a lot of things with the house as well. The doodles, a lot of people ask about the doodles. They are actually doing really well. They have adjusted. They don't care for the heat as much as they love the snow, but the cool weather is starting to move in. Lou and I can feel it when we walk in the morning. The temperature, the humidity has dropped, and the temperatures have dropped slightly in the morning. So, you know, we let them do all of their playing in the morning pretty much, and then Lula, they do go outside for potty breaks throughout the day, and I let them stay out as long as they want. They usually no more than 10 minutes. And they're only in the backyard here, and you know, I check the cement to make sure it's not too hot for them. Although Lula is really good at letting me know that the cement is hot or the grass is too hot for her paws, believe it or not. We had, Louis had some artificial grass put in the back because we couldn't get it to grow. So we needed an area for them to be able to potty. So he researched it and found something. It looks nice. It's not real grass. It looks like a golf course. And it's just a small area. But that grass gets really hot. So if you're somebody who has turf like that in your backyard, like you have a little putting green or something, if you have an animal, pay attention to that, because that grass, I step on it, it burns my feet. So you have to be careful with their paws, because you know, they can't talk to us. They can't tell us. So anyway, but Lula has to potty at 2:30 every single day. And she will not potty in the backyard like Harley will. So Lula, I still have to take on the walk, but luckily the area I take her, it is shaded. I mean, it's very hot, but it is a shaded area, so it's good for her paws. And I did buy some of those wet things you put around their collar, and it's like keeps them really cool. So we do that, and you know, it's only like 15-20 minutes that she's out there. So they're acclimating. They really are. I mean, you can see they're running around like crazy little animals right now behind me, and we let them. You know, I don't, you know, I mean, they're not allowed to destroy things. They're not allowed to chew on things and stuff like that, but they are allowed to play because they need their exercise. And they play for a few minutes indoor, and then they lay down in their little beds and they sleep it off, and then they start all over again. Harley has much more energy than Lula. And if Lula has come in from a walk, Harley wants to play, and Lula will snip at her because she needs to cool down, and You know, Holly doesn't understand that. Anyway, and we have been working on the walk with Harley, and so far with no success. I mean, some days she's pretty good. I'm kind of paying attention to when the birds are actually out and about. They don't seem to be out when it is blistering hot, but then it's too hot for Harley. But I have been working with her when I see there are moments available that no birds are in the vicinity, because Harley just goes ballistic with the birds. Absolutely crazy. Lula does too, but like I've mentioned before, I can control Lula just with the tone of my voice. Lula will respond to me, where Harley, she doesn't go into a red zone in the way of aggression, but she does go into a red zone of excitement. So still working on her for that. I'm really, really hoping that we can get it under control so that when the weather does break, Lou and I, we can walk together with them. When we first came to Florida, we were walking with both of them, taking them with our, you know, about 3 miles. And I know they loved it, but Harley was a danger. She was just dangerous to us. So, but they're doing pretty good. They really are. I mean, Harley, they're very, very different dogs. Harley is always getting herself in trouble, always, especially if she's outside. For instance, here's a cute little story. I have a hard time hearing. My hearing is going, and it's because of my vertigo, and I have Meniere's disease. So anytime I have a vertigo attack, I will lose a little bit of hearing. And for me to watch TV with Lou, I have the closed captions on, but I don't know why, but I lose something. I need to hear the voice, even though sometimes I have to read what they're saying. Not all the time. I usually can hear them. If somebody speaks really clearly and their diction is very clear, I have no problem hearing, unless they talk like this. Then I can't hear them. But if they talk at a decent level with clear diction, I have no problem at all. If there's an echo in a room, I cannot hear at all. So anyway, long story short, Lou wears, I bought him these foam ear buds because he has a different hearing loss than me. And the volume that I need the TV at is excruciating for him. So I got him some earbuds, and they are neon orange. Keep that in mind, okay? They are neon orange. And the other night, he got up to, I think, let the girls out or something, or take them out. We don't let them out ever, because no gators get in our girls. But, and there are gators back in that water. Even though Louis tried to sell me on it that there wasn't, there are. I've seen them. 8-footers, 5-footers, they are back there. They don't bother us, but they are back there. So anyway, he takes the earbuds out, he takes the girls out, he brings them in, he puts them to bed. Our girls will beg us to go to bed. Now, a lot of people get mad and they think, why do you put your dog in a crate? We've tried to leave them out. They will not. They love their crates. They love when I cover their crate up. I bought special covers for their crate, and at night they're covered up like birds, and they don't make a sound. And if we don't get them in there, they like to go in right at 5:30. They tell Lou they have to go potty at like 4 to 5. He keeps them outside. They play, get exhausted. They go right up to their crates without us even telling them. And they go and sit in their crates. Lou can't believe, he's like, let's try to leave them up. We try, but they just will not. They want to sleep in their crates. So my doggy girls love their crates, friends. They love them. Anyway, so he brings them out, and then he comes back, and they're already upstairs, and then he comes back and he sits down next to me and he says, where are my earbuds? I said, I don't know, but I bought him a big box. He goes, where are they? I goes, I just took them out and I just put them here. And I said, well, maybe you left them in the closet when you went in to get your shoes to go outside. So he goes back and he looks, he goes, I don't know what I did with them. And I said, well, just go get another pair. I buy you a whole box full. So he goes and he gets another pair. Now, in the mornings, I take Lula for her potty run on a walk. And Lou takes her in the backyard. So I come back from having Lula, and he says, I found my earbuds. I said, oh, where were they? Outside on the table? Because we out on the lanai. I thought, well, maybe he put them there. He goes, no, they were in Harley's poop. Harley ate them. I said, oh my God. He goes, I guess she was trying to muffle her farts. And I know some people are going to be offended by the word fart and poop, but it loses something when you tell the story differently. So here's Harley with these neon little cushion earbuds in her poop. It was hilarious. So the other day it happened again. He goes, I think she got my buds again. So sure enough, boom, out they came. So Harley, you have to keep your eye on that girl because she's going to take advantage of every situation she can. But they are a great joy to us. Doodles are very, they're just really special. I mean, all dogs are special. All animals are special. They are just really, they're just amazing little creatures. They truly are. So the Doodles are doing great. And actually, Lou said to me the other day, he goes, you know, living with Harley is like living with that Marley dog. And I said, you're right. She gets in trouble. The other morning, yesterday morning, he lets her out of the crate just like normal. He goes up and gets them. Lula comes down the stairs really gentle, really gentle. All of a sudden, I'm in the kitchen. I hear a loud crash. I go, oh my God, what was that? And Lou goes, Harley! She went flying down the stairs. There's 2 sets of stairs that are over there. She goes, she's so excited to get out, and she doesn't do this every morning, but she was so excited to get out yesterday that she flew down the stairs. She missed 2 steps. She goes falling down the stairs. I'm like, oh my God, she was shaking like a leaf. I picked her up. I sat on the chair. I hugged her. I let her know. She jumped out of my arms like nothing had happened, and outside she went. So she's just she's like a bull in a china shop, my friends. She is. So we are enjoying life with them. We truly are, and I think they are enjoying life here in Florida. I don't think that they really know the difference. I think dogs just need to be loved and fed, and they are perfectly fine. So it'll be interesting to see if next year, because we haven't decided if we're going to stay in Florida year-round or if we are going to take a month and just go back to Buffalo to see friends and family and, you know, just so Lou can golf with his friends there. I know that he misses them and they miss him. And me, I miss my Wegmans, so I may need to go back just to be at Wegmans for just a day. Anyway, I mean, life is very different here. We can exercise every single day. We get out in the morning and we're walking. We go to the gym every morning, and our gym is a private gym. A lot of people are concerned when I say that during these times, how can I possibly be going to a gym? There's no one else in the gym when we're there because right now it is off season. Now, as soon as the snowbirds all come back, the gym will get busier. Depending on the status of COVID, that the gym will determine what they can do. They definitely will follow all the guidelines that are given because they still clean the gym. They sanitize it at certain times during the day, so you have to wait to go in. They're being very, very careful. And we are too. They have wipes. They have everything right there for you. They don't demand that you wear a mask or anything like that, although all of the employees do wear a mask. So they are protecting their employees and other people because their employees are mostly young. And I will say that the people that are in the gym are on the older side. So, you know, they are taking those precautions. And of course, it's up to us. You know, I sanitize everything before and after. But I'm really enjoying the time that I get to work out with Lou. That's something we could not do when he was working. First of all, his day started so early. We still get up very early. I mean, we're still up at 5. We go to bed early and we get up early. That's just us. You know, he could never, ever keep up his work schedule and working out. He was just too tired. He had a very stressful job. I mean, when you've got somebody on the table and you're a surgeon, you've got somebody's life in your hands. And, you know, he took that serious. So we never really got to do a lot of that together, and now we do. And Lou he has dropped 32 pounds. It's been almost a year. And he has such willpower, it's amazing. But he didn't do keto, but he is low carb. And he did have to lose the weight for his health. And he's very dedicated to it, but he does have a personal chef, and that is me. So, you know, it does make it easier when you have someone cooking for you. I mean, it's like Hollywood, you know, he has someone cooking for him, and, you know, I really care about him, so I really do make an effort to always prepare the right foods, especially for him and his health. But it's funny because I was making him a ribeye. He loves ribeye. and it was a really nice piece of ribeye. And he opened the fridge to make himself a cold brew. And he saw the ribeye sitting in there. I had it, you know, marinating. And so he says to me, ooh, that's a really nice piece of ribeye in there. That should sit out at least 30 minutes before it goes on the grill. And I looked at him, I said, yeah, and people that are cooking for you, they don't really care to hear how you think it should be cooked. But he turns and he says to me, I know, but I'm cute as a button while I'm saying it, aren't I? Lou keeps me laughing all the time. He did say that the steak was really, really good. Now I couldn't tell you if he's right or not because I don't eat it. But I did buy it at Costco. They sell ribeye there, and I buy the big pack because you save. If I can't find grass-fed, which I'm having a hard time finding in Florida. I mean, you can find grass-fed hamburger in certain cuts, but he doesn't like all cuts. Like, he'd prefer a ribeye over a tenderloin, but he will eat a tenderloin, but ribeye is his favorite. He likes prime rib too, but sometimes that gets a little too fatty for him. But anyway, they really do have some good cuts at a Costco if you are a member of Costco. But he's done really, really well. Now for me, I was doing intermittent fasting and it was working really well. I did it for a couple of years and it worked really well. And then, you know, life just gets in the way. You kind of change things around. And I went off of it and then I went back on it. But I have to say, I think I need to adjust my window because my window of eating, I can't go until, I used to go like till between 11:30 and 1 was my first meal for a very long time. And now I'm starving in the morning. It may be because we're working out so much in the morning. We get up at 5 a.m. I've always gotten up early, but I would work out a little bit later because I would get Lou ready and make his lunch and his breakfast and everything, and then he'd head out the door and then I'd start to work out. And there for a while, I wasn't working out at all because of my injuries to my body. And I was doing more physical therapy for it. But now I am back to working out in a manner that's appropriate for my body and my age. But we do a lot of walking and I do a lot of weightlifting. But my weightlifting isn't heavy. I use very light weights and I also use bands. I've been thinking about bringing that to you in a video, but I would like to see the response I get in the comments for that because it takes a lot to do those videos. But I love lifestyle videos and exercise just appeals to me and it's part of my everyday life, so I really would like to share that and maybe motivate some people that are, you know, have the injuries that I have because it really does take a lot out of you. Depression can set in if you're not moving your body. It just really, there are ways around it, my friends. So if you're interested, you let me know in the comments and I will bring that to you. Okay, my camera cut off, so I'm just gonna join in where it cut off because I'm not quite sure. I think I may have finished what I was saying. Anyway, I'm using one palette here and it is a Milani palette. It looks like I'm using a ton of things, but I'm really just using one palette and we're just playing. We're playing. I'm actually getting ready to do another video, so I need to have my makeup all purty for that video, my friends. I also wanted to mention that my niece Ashley, now Ashley is very tiny in clothing, so you would have to be tiny or know somebody tiny that you might be buying for, but Ashley, as she mentioned, is a lawyer, so her job requires her to you know, look nice when she goes to work. There's no casual Fridays, I don't think. Especially if she's in the courtroom. But she opened her Poshmark store. And so if you're interested in designer, shoes, handbags, clothing, all kinds of stuff she's put on there. She does wear, I think she wears like a 6.5, 7 shoe, but she does put a lot of handbags, designer handbags on, and they're beautiful. They really are. Of course, she passes them by me before she puts them on there to see if I want to buy any of them. I was actually thinking of opening a Poshmark as well because back when I was in Buffalo, I would just pack my things up and give them to a girlfriend who had grown daughters and they would go through them and decide if they wanted them. Actually thought of doing this. The landscapers here in Florida, there are a lot of young girls, women, that are actually working. I think I see more women doing the landscaping than men. And I I don't know, I actually want to stop one of them and say, you know, can you use any of this? I can remember when we were closing the house up for the season, when we were just coming down, you know, for a couple weeks at a time, I used to have tons of like sodas and, you know, pop and things like that. And I didn't want to throw that stuff out. So if I would see the landscaper guys, I would just go and show them the Cokes or the Diet Cokes or whatever and say, you want it? And they would always take them. And it always made me feel good that I wasn't wasting it, and I knew that they probably appreciated it. I don't know. They looked pretty thirsty when I gave it to them. Anyway, I'm still tossing that idea around. So I think that's gonna be it for the eyes. I'm gonna move on to my lips now. I have noticed something with age, and I'm sure many of you, let me know in the comments, okay? I am losing the definition around my lip line, and my lips in the last, I'd say 8 months, they're deflating. It's amazing to me. They're like sinking in at the sides here. I know why women go and get lip fillers. I have never had lip fillers. I had some filler put in the line 5 years ago and I hated it. I think that you have to find the right person, because you don't want to look like you just have 2 worms, and you don't want to look like you have 2 sausages. There are people on YouTube that have really good lip fillers because you don't even know they're lip fillers. I was watching someone yesterday and I thought, they had a little bit of fresh filler put in the upper lip. You can see it, and I don't think it's anybody's business but that person's, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I paid attention. It stuck out to me because I'm starting to see in on my own face that my lips are disappearing. So I don't know what I'm gonna do there yet. Lou has always said to me, please don't do your lips. Please don't do your lips. Or if you do, please don't get crazy like some people. And I said, I won't. Okay, I promised him. So you may notice that the roots are very dark. I did do my dye job yesterday. I colored my hair. And it's always a little on the darker side when I first do it. Isn't it amazing what lipstick can do for the whole look? I have to put my mascara on yet, but I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to do my mascara, and I'm going to fix my hair and come back with my look for the day. And then I'm going to move on to doing more videos. So I'll be right back, my friends. All right, friends, I'm back with the finished look. Everything will be listed and linked below for you. Just hit show more, and everything that I used on my face, I'll try to even do it in the order. When it comes to the eyeshadow, I'll let you know which shadows I used when, so that you can follow along. I wanted to give you more of a chit-chat video than an actual tutorial, which I usually do. I know so many of you love when I do the tutorials, because so many of you say you learn something new every time you watch me, and that makes me feel really good. But I would also like to start doing more lifestyle videos. So that means I have to get more comfortable sharing my life with you. So that's why I wanted to try this style. So let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. And that's it, my friends. I am wearing Dean Davison. This is the Mother of Pearl doublet. This is just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. It actually comes down much lower, but for this blouse, I wanted it to be up higher. And I'm wearing the earrings that go with it and the ring. The blouse, I don't remember the brand, so that will definitely be below for you, my friends, all right? If you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you as an ageless beauty, so hit the subscribe button. And right next to it is a bell that will notify you of all the videos that I'm putting up. Until the next time, my friends, go out in the world and be happy, healthy, beautiful, and most of all, my friends, lovable. I love you all. Bisous.